Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
And tonight, keeping kids safe as they head back to class. The steps some school districts are taking to get security on campus while meeting the requirement of a new state law.
And in a weekend filled with flames, one fire left 20 families with no place to go. Firefighters say that water pressure really didn't help their efforts. The explanation from the San Antonio water system on what Cruz likely faced.
Plus, Uvalde County's district attorney accused of not cooperating in another Robb Elementary investigation. The Records One state panel says they need to determine whether more lives could have been saved in Uvalde.
But first, we start with this. One of San Antonio's largest school districts has a problem. Students return to class in a week, but it doesn't yet have security guards for all of its campuses.
Yeah, so tonight the Northeast ISD School Board voted to hire safety specialists to guard their elementary schools. NEISD plans to post the 46 openings tomorrow morning. The district hopes to hire people with a military or law enforcement background, but anyone hired will receive training.
And those safety specialists are going to be armed. That is required by the state under a new law that Governor Greg Abbott signed earlier this year. It says that every campus needs an armed security officer, but that's been tough for some local districts.
The Night Team's Patty Santos explains what some of those districts are doing to meet the state's new requirements.
Another layer of safety, having an officer at the campus, puts at ease to the parents.
Harlandale ISD Police Chief Adolfo Hernandez says the district will have an officer at all 18 campuses when school starts in a few weeks.
Talking to other chiefs, they're struggling. Law enforcement is declining. Trying to hire people has been a challenge.
At last check, we were down about 4.
Southwest ISD says its partnership with San Antonio Police and the Bexar County Sheriff's Office gives them some ease in waiting to hire the right officer for the job. Officers in those agencies can temporarily step in when needed.
We're not going to take anyone just because we have to fill this. We want to make sure they have a good background, they have a good history of quality policing.
Law enforcement leaders we've spoken to say there's a shortage in applicants. They say that's based on pay, hours, and what some call a perceived image against a career in law enforcement. We checked with several other school districts. Northside ISD says it's still in the process of hiring officers for each campus. Bernie ISD has partnered with the city of Fair Oaks Ranch Police and Kendall County Sheriff's Office to have a designated officer in each school.
Sometimes it's not all about the money.
But Hernandez says school policing is a different calling, and he hopes that inspires a new generation.
I tell officers, you're not just coming as an officer, you can be a mentor, you can be a parent, you can be a friend. There's a lot of resource that you're going to have to give back to the school district.
District leaders say keeping students safe is everyone's job. That means parents need to know what their students are doing, what they're doing on social media, who their friends are. Any problems, report them to the district police, and they'll take it from there. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
In other news now, this afternoon, San Antonio police arrested the cousin of the Uvalde mass shooter. 17-year-old Nathan Cruz is accused of making a terroristic threat to the public and also a family member. And according to the police report, Nathan Cruz allegedly threatened to shoot up an area school. The report also says that family members overheard Cruz on a phone call trying to get an AR-15 as recently as this morning. Cruz was booked into the Bexar County Jail.
An update on an investigation into the deaths during that fatal shooting at Robb Elementary in Uvalde. More than a year after the tragedy, a medical investigation into whether some of those victims could have been saved remains stalled. Dr. Mark Escott, the chief medical officer for the Department of Public Safety, telling ABC News he still has not received autopsies or medical records from that day, even though they were requested 9 months ago. Escott leading a panel of doctors who are looking into whether or not any of the 21 victims killed that day could have survived had law enforcement moved in quicker. The Uvalde district attorney refusing to release the information they need if and when that panel finally receives and begins analyzing whether lives could have been saved at Robb. It could be months and months before they come up with any real answers for the families and the community of Uvalde.
Now, some school districts in our area started back today. Here are the ones that start later on this week. Jordanton ISD students are going to be back in the classroom tomorrow. Students from Idea Public Schools, Lytle, Pleasanton, and South San are going to return Wednesday. Then on Thursday, Bernie ISD students are up. For a full list of when other districts in our area start school, just visit KSAT.com. So while you prepare your family for that, we want to invite you to Nurturing the Minds Back to School Town Hall. That is on Thursday. You're going to hear from mental health experts and teachers about the things that you can do to help your kids get back into the groove, back into the school mode. We're going to stream that event on all of our KSAT streaming platforms again on Thursday, and that's going to start at 7 p.m.
Staying with our school districts now, some sad news tonight out of Northeast ISD. The district has shared with us that board member Terry Williams has passed away following a long-time illness. The district says Terry was committed to the students of the district and brought a wonderful sense of knowledge and humor to her approach. She will be missed.
Another news now, unfortunately, along with this heat that we've been dealing with, we're also seeing more fires. Around 2 this morning, one of them broke out at a home on Sky Trail Drive in New Braunfels. Guadalupe County fire officials found the body of the 54-year-old homeowner in the garage, but they don't know yet how that fire started.
It's been a busy weekend for firefighters in San Antonio and our surrounding areas. These are just 4 of the fires that Cruz had to respond to since Saturday. An RV in Von Army, a wildfire still burning tonight in Hays County, 2 separate fires at San Antonio apartment complexes as well. Start there. 20 apartments destroyed when this 3-story building caught fire last night. This was the scene at the Frederick Apartments on Gus Eckert Road near Fredericksburg Road. People evacuated. No one was hurt. The San Antonio Fire Department says its crews also had to deal with weak water pressure in nearby fire hydrants.
And you probably have some questions about that. We actually asked SAWS if the weak water pressure had anything to do with the heat or the water restrictions. Flat out, they said no. In fact, SAWS thinks that the issue may have been because multiple trucks were drawing water uphill at the same time, and they think that's what affected the pressure. SAWS also said that it tested 10 hydrants in that area this morning, and 9 of them met the pressure standards.
Dry grass, dry vegetation, low afternoon humidity, and even gusty afternoon winds. All ingredients that are increasing the fire risk and fire danger across a good chunk of Texas. We've fallen into drought again. It's very dry, and the ground is kind of like kindling. It doesn't take much to get a fire going. The Texas A&M fire risk around San Antonio and surrounding areas is in the high to very high category. That means it's not going to take much for a fire to start. And if it does start, then it can spread very quickly. We have seen that over the past few days. We'll be back to talk about record challenging heat that's going to stay in place, which record should fall, and ERCOT's outlook for supply and demand, how close that's going to get in a bit.
Thank you, Adam. And Congressman Joaquin Castro says he will meet with people in Eagle Pass tomorrow as Democrats continue to question Governor Abbott's Operation Lone Star at the border. The San Antonio lawmaker will be joined by several members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus and the Texas Democratic delegation. Castro's visit comes amid several incidents reported along the Rio Grande, including 2 bodies that were also found in the river last week. New on the Nightbeat, an off-duty Bexar County Sheriff's deputy out on bond for a DWI charge. 40-year-old Araceli Miranda was arrested on Saturday night by SAPD. Miranda has served with the Sheriff's Office for 11 years, is assigned to the Law Enforcement Bureau. According to BCSO, Miranda was placed on unpaid administrative leave and was issued a notice of proposed dismissal.
19-year-old O.L. Wallace could spend the rest of his life behind bars after he was found guilty in a 2022 murder. Wallace shot and killed 61-year-old Johnny Mobley at a Martin Luther King Day Jr. Celebration last year. Now, Wallace testified that he opened fire in self-defense because someone attacked him first. But the jury didn't buy that. So now he faces up to 99 years in prison, and the sentencing part of the trial begins tomorrow.
It's heartbreaking. Bexar County prosecutors say this little girl, Mercedes Lasoya, died because of the horrific actions of her mother and her boyfriend. Today in court, her mother, Katrina Mendoza, accepting a plea deal. According to that deal, she won't be sentenced to more than 45 years in prison. That's before a judge, where she pled guilty to assault intentionally or knowingly causing serious bodily injury to a child, her daughter. Back in February of last year, Mendoza took her daughter Mercedes to the hospital after she became unresponsive. Hospital staff tried to revive her, but she died.
And here's a look now at today's top stories in your Nightbeat news flash. Former President Donald Trump's legal team and federal prosecutors disputing evidence restrictions in Trump's election interference case. Trump's attorneys say that the special counsel's team is restricting their First Amendment rights and argue that the former president needs weaker evidence rules to defend himself against campaign attacks related to the indictment. Prosecutors say that heightened restrictions, though, are warranted because they want to protect witnesses. Let's go to President Biden now. His student loan policies continue to face legal issues, specifically the ones over his proposals aimed at making it easier for borrowers to pay back their loans. Today, another lawsuit was filed which temporarily blocks a policy that streamlines the process for borrowers to get their debt erased when they're misled by a college. Back in June, if you remember, the Supreme Court blocked the president's major forgiveness plan. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash. Coming up, a new law for college athletic programs in Texas taking effect. Next on the Nightbeat, what the Save Women's Sports Act means for athletes in the Lone Star State.
The school starting up means families are buying supplies. In turn, some families start struggling to put food on the table. What's being done to help those in need and how you can help? It's up next. And don't forget to get your tickets for this year's KSAT Pigskin Classic. They are on sale now. You can find that information on KSAT.com. Just scan this QR code to see all of your ticket options. Kicks off on the 25th, followed by our triple header in the Dome on the 26th.
Women's sports, women's records, women's teams, women's locker rooms, all are jeopardized when biological men are allowed to compete for those titles, for those teams, for those records.
Senator Greg Abbott today celebrating after signing the Save Women's Sports Act into law. Now, this specifically applies to college athletes. Basically, they can only compete in sports that align with their sex at birth. So a biological man can't take part in athletic competitions for biological females. The measure also allows people to sue state public colleges or universities that don't follow the law, and it goes into effect next month.
The extra cost of school supplies eating into families' budgets. And for many families in San Antonio, that means they have no choice but to turn to food pantries. The Southside ISD Food Pantry and Real Life Community Outreach have been extra busy preparing for an influx in families who need food as the school year gets started. Food pantries like these always welcome donations, but just as important, they're also looking for volunteers.
We welcome it. We can certainly use the help. Non-perishable foods, particularly right now we're out of cereal, so cereal would be very beneficial.
Now, if you're interested in getting involved with one of these food banks, there's information on how to do so on our website, KSAT.com. More than 120 million Americans on the East Coast under severe weather threats today.
Yeah, we're talking powerful storms. They push damaging winds, rain, hail, even a few isolated tornadoes from Alabama all the way up to parts of New York. At one point, more than 900,000 homes in several states lost power because of those storms.
Thousands of flights also canceled and delayed. All this happening while people here in Texas and Arizona remain under those severe heat warnings. Boy, do we know all about those. We are setting records, not just San Antonio, but all across the area.
Yeah, and it's not like you could really get used to it, right?
It's hard to.
Yeah.
You can adapt a little bit as the summer goes on, but you still have to, take the same precautions of being in the shade, cooling off, and staying hydrated, and replenishing your electrolytes if you're sweating a lot outside.
Pickle juice.
That's what I do. Yeah, pickle juice and pickles too. That's if you're sweating a lot. Not everybody needs that. Anyway, let's get right to our forecast and notice our high temperature trend. 105 next couple of days, 106 by Thursday and Friday. Actually, Justin Horn and I were just texting and thinking, we might even be able to boost that to 107. That wouldn't surprise us Thursday and Friday. Now, 4 of the next 7 days are likely to be records, including tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Either will tie or exceed the record highs for those days. And that brings us to our demand on our energy grid. Our energy grid and ERCOT, they have their weather watch in effect again. And basically that just means we need to do our best to try to conserve energy in the afternoon. You look at the demand forecast from ERCOT, and that's the red bars here. The supply outlook is this blue line. And notice, especially by Thursday and Friday, the supply and demand get pretty close. So we're going to be stressing our grid. Now, we do anticipate to have enough power. This is just another good reminder that if you can, conserve some energy between 3 and 8 p.m. when our demand is the highest. And those numbers, by the way, that I showed you are for when the demand is the highest in the hottest part of the day in the afternoon. Record today, 105 our high. That's 1 degree warmer than our previous record set back in 2013. 97 is the average high. Now, climatologically speaking, this is the hottest time of year with our warmest average high temperature. Del Rio, record high, 109. Even Austin tied a record, 106 today. Carrizo Springs, 109. Laredo, 111. That's a record. Actually, many of these triple digit readings and highs that you see on the map throughout Texas were records today, either tying or breaking records. And we're still dealing with the upper level high, giving us our heat. However, underneath it snuck in a weak little front, a little boundary here that has stalled out in North Texas, but it's enough to help to overcome some of that upper level high and kickstart some of these showers that you see closer to Lubbock and roughly along I-20 in North Texas. And then the cold front stretches all the way to the East Coast. And that's what helped kickstart the widespread severe weather activity in the eastern seaboard. For us here in South Central Texas, it's the big blue H, and it sticks around. Actually, it gets right overhead Thursday and Friday, and that's why we're boosting the high temperatures a little bit at that point. 106, possibly even 107. And it's not going to go anywhere except for a little bit northward by this time next week. Now, that gives us this easterly steering flow aloft, so the wind's coming in from the east. The door's open for a little tropical energy, a little tropical moisture. It's not going to exist. That's the problem. So we could welcome little tropical, tropospheric trough, but unfortunately it doesn't look like there's going to be one available. In turn, we're going to stay dry. And actually the tropics are very quiet out there, not even a little wave that has the potential to become a tropical cyclone over the next at least 48 hours. The rain stays away from us, unfortunately. Nothing but sunshine tomorrow. More of the same. 79 at 7 a.m. By noon, we're 95. 105 the high temperature. That would be a new record by 1 degree. Pretty much a carbon copy of today. Del Rio, 110 tomorrow. Cotulla, 107. Beeville, 102. Victoria, 100. And the humidity stays high all day, closer to the Gulf Coast. Locally, the humidity drops in the afternoon, and that really mitigates our heat index, and really we don't have much of a heat index in the afternoon hours. But that adds to the fire danger, something to keep in mind as we are so dry.
Absolutely, and something we get continually reminded of these days. Thank you, Adam.
One thing that I think many of us are waiting for is the fall, because with the fall comes football. Let's talk about the Cowboys.
Yes, football, cooler weather. I can't wait for both, truthfully.
Yeah, I know.
And you know what? The Dallas Cowboys their fans cannot wait for the Cowboys to get a reliable kicker. Is Brandon Aubrey that guy? Plus, the Houston Texans are down an offensive tackle. It's a pretty big loss coming up.
When they do trim a kicker and you're the only one now, do you put more pressure on yourself to perform, or how do you look at that?
Absolutely not. It's the same thing. Just got to go out there and perform.
I'm excited about this, our young guy. So I want to make sure he gets the reps.
And that young guy McCarthy is talking about is Brandon Aubrey in Big Board Sports.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
As of now, the Dallas Cowboys will see what kicker Brandon Aubrey can do. He's the only place kicker currently on the roster because today they released Tristan Vizcaino. Saturday, Aubrey made 1 of 3 field goal attempts, while Vizcaino came up empty, missing all 3 of his tries. Aubrey is a former soccer player who recently kicked in the United States Football League and is on his first NFL team. The 28-year-old has played in Major League Soccer and in the United Soccer League. Now he's aiming to split the uprights more often than not as he tries to win the Cowboys job.
Yeah, just going out there, taking it day by day, taking it kick by kick actually, and just making sure I'm putting them through the uprights. Yeah, every rep is awesome for me. Being a rookie, it's good to get these game-like reps under my belt, just so I'm more prepared for when the game does eventually come.
The Rook will get his first taste of game action Saturday at 4 p.m. when the Cowboys host the Jaguars in their preseason opener at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Houston Texans right tackle number 71 Titus Howard underwent surgery today to repair a broken hand he suffered during training camp. ESPN is reporting that Howard is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Howard, who signed a 3-year, $56 million extension, is one of the Texans' bookend tackles along with Laramie Tunsil. Howard has a chance to return, though, before the Texans' season opener on September 10th. And Texans rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud is getting ready for his first taste of NFL action. But the question remains, will he start Thursday night against the Patriots? Head coach DeMeco Ryans hasn't officially named him the starter, but number 7 has been taking all the first-team reps as of late. 12-year vet Case Keenum is back with the Texans to help mentor both Stroud and Davis Mills. Keenum is always trying to slide them some new information as well as some tasty treats.
I slide a lot of things in. I slid some of my mother-in-law's chocolate chip cookies on them the other day in the quarterback room. Those went pretty fast. They're pretty good. I'll put those up against anybody's. But it's a lot of little things. I think watching film every day, you can learn something from any practice, any film. You can watch something, from watching a old game, old clips of plays or anything like that. So you can learn a lot.
Chocolate chip cookies, what a sweet way to make friends, right? The Texans will open a preseason play Thursday night at 6 at the Patriots, and it's being reported that CJ will start. How about this? The Cleveland Browns have signed defensive end Charles Wiley out of UTSA. He was originally signed by the Ravens as an undrafted free agent last season and spent some time between the Ravens and the Giants practice squads in 2022.
I love them all. You've got to love each and every one of them, and it's only a way to come together in a special feeling that is tough to describe and hard to repeat, but we plan on repeating exactly that feeling.
That was Astros skipper Dusty Baker at the White House today. President Biden honoring the 2022 Astros for winning the World Series. Now the Stros will resume play tomorrow at the Baltimore Orioles. And the Texas Rangers placed rookie third baseman Josh Young on the 10-day injured list with a fractured thumb on his left hand. He suffered the break last night after a 109.4-mile-per-hour line drive blasted his glove hand. No word just yet on how long Young will be out. High school volleyball is back in action after the break. The regular season is underway in high school varsity volleyball. Harlan and Clark faced off tonight at Northside Sports Gym. First set, Demaya Mann comes up with a block for Harlan, and the Hawks lead 13-11. They'd won the first set 25-21. Final set, the Hawks close it out when Mann hits one that's just too hot to handle, and Harlan opens the season with a sweep, winning the third set 25-21. Up next, Harlan will host Churchill Wednesday at noon. Up next at Northside Sports Gym, we have the Brandeis Broncos and the O'Connor Panthers. First set action, Broncos with the serve, Panthers outside hitter. Kendall McKee comes up with the kill, and OC trailed 2-3. Later in the first set, Broncos on the attack when senior Sophia Kuhn comes up with the kill of her own. I mean, that was nasty. Broncos were leading 21-16 in the first set when we left, and Brandeis wins a tough 5-setter, 25-21, 22-25, 18-25, 26-24, and 15-11. Volleyball is back. Awesome.
Sure sign.
Yep.
Falls around the corner.
It is.
Can't wait for the weather to start.
Yeah. I think we're going to have to, though.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
42 100-degree days. That's our count right now. We're in 4th place of all time, but a lot more summer left to go, and tomorrow's going to make it 43. So we get up to 105, the high temperature the next couple of days, and even a degree warmer Thursday and Friday. Just sunshine. Unfortunately, no shot at rain anytime soon.
103, the coolest temperature for a high on that board.
Thanks for reminding us.
Yikes. Please stay cool. Have a great night. Take care of yourselves.
See you tomorrow.